Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Hello, my silent seekers. Welcome back to another episode of The Silent Path. So, mashallah, it is Ramadan, and we are so excited to be having a Ramadan with you guys, to be doing this series with you guys. And let me just tell you, this series is going to be wonderful. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. And to start it off, I think the best way to start off this series is to talk about the struggles with balancing life with deen, balancing dunya with deen, balancing college life, and having to be around so much fitna while also trying to balance your iman. And nobody talks about that difficulty, even in Ramadan, when you have to balance the prayer and everything. So, in this episode, we have a special guest, Cidera, and here she will be talking to us about how to balance, about how she manages it all, and what she does to make sure that she is getting in all her prayers, make sure that she is allowing herself to really talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though she got test exams in a few hours, even though there's struggles that's happening. So, me, Yasmin, brought her on so that we can all have a nice deep conversation about how to balance our life while balancing the dunya and the deen as well. And we are so excited for this episode. I can't wait for you guys to hear what Sidra and Yasmin have to say. And I hope that everyone enjoys this. I hope that you guys take notes and just know that, like, we get it. The difficulties, we all are going through this. We all have been there. And we just want to be able to give you guys the advice so that we can help you guys through this month of Ramadan, because it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. So, inshallah, I hope you guys enjoy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Hello, my silent seekers. How are you? My name is Fatu.
I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Cidera.
And you're listening to
The Silent Path. So, hi guys, we hope you're having a blessed Ramadan. And if you haven't, well, there's still 29 days left. So, make sure that you fulfill your days with a lot of productiveness and everything. And today, actually, we're going to be talking about that. And to help us talk about being able to balance life and actually having a meaningful life, not just living and surviving. It's very important to be happy and be busy.
Mhm.
We're gonna have Sidra come with us to talk about how we can better ourselves, but like in the dunya, but also in our akhirah as well. It's very important.
Mhm. Yeah, inshallah. And it's definitely like an episode that I feel like a lot of us need to hear because, balancing, when it comes to college, when it comes to the Quran, when it comes to Ramadan, it's not easy to balance all three. So we definitely wanted to have Sidran on here so that we can all talk about how it is, especially coming on, especially just coming into this new month of Ramadan, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to see the full month of Ramadan. So I'm very excited to hear what we all have to say. And yeah, inshallah. Do you have anything to say, Sidra?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Cidera. I'm so excited to be here today, and I wanted to thank the hosts for having me. Today's episode is such an important topic, and I'm so happy to be here to talk with you all about something that is so personal to me. I'm a college student. I'm a content creator. I'm many things. I'm a sister. I'm a friend, right? I'm a mentor for some people. I'm a leader to others. I'm a community member to many. I'm a daughter, right? And most importantly, I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
I am a Muslim, everything else I just mentioned, and so much more than that. And with juggling responsibility, the hardest thing is how do I do all of it? How do I maintain all of my responsibilities simultaneously with my morals from every value that I hold, with the experiences I have, right? And inshallah, today's episode, we'll be talking about our own experiences and how we navigated them and how we worked through figuring out how we're going to best deal with juggling deen with day-to-day life. This is especially applicable in Ramadan when you're trying your best to make sure you're formulating those connections with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and making sure those connections are firm. But they're even more useful. Use this Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala, to strengthen that relationship that you make between deen and dunya, and make sure you make a habit this Ramadan so that outside of Ramadan, inshallah, you can apply it and your day-to-day life is so much better. You're more consistent with your deen, inshallah.
Yeah. Inshallah, inshallah. So I do wanted to start off this episode by asking one question. So how do you stay consistent with the Quran when school workload increases? So like not just with the Quran, but just like trying to like find your iman, like trying to just stay on the deen. How do you like balance the two? Like what how is your daily routine looking like?
In terms of how I stay consistent with the Quran, I think the most important thing is to make sure that you're
Mm-hmm.
scheduling your time around your responsibilities in this
Mm-hmm.
dunya as well as your responsibilities in the akhirah. When you're trying to plan out your day in terms of what your school requirements are, your job requirements are, all of your projects
Mm-hmm.
and the things you're working on, your social life, and then after you've done that, you try to fit in Salah,
Mm-hmm.
it usually doesn't work out. And make sure you keep your portable prayer mat
Right.
on you before I finish this. The portable prayer mat is
Buy that
everything,
prayer mat, listen.
right? Make sure you, if you're not going to wear
Mm-hmm.
something, if you don't already wear hijab, if you're not already dressing in a
Mm-hmm.
way, even if you are wearing hijab, if you're not wearing something you can pray
MashaAllah.
in,
Yeah.
go and get you one of those little, I think in Malaysia they call them telekungs, I might be wrong. One of those little pouches that has like the hijab you can
Mm-hmm.
easily put on. And every building you're going to go in, map out where you're going to pray. For all of my classes, I know
Mm-hmm.
what corner of the building I can go pray, right? And make sure you're taking the time to
Mm-hmm.
plan out how you're going to pray and all of those things. On top of
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you've already scheduled everything for yourself, you need to remember to schedule as well time in your day where you can focus on Quran. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to, at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do it after Isha every day. And no shade, sometimes the nights be busy. Like, sometimes,
Uh-huh.
like,
It's not
something
easy.
comes up, there's an event or something like that.
Right.
And I'm with my friends, and then boom, I
Right.
didn't do it for the day. So I've changed mine to be something like after Fajr or before Fajr. Because that's something I can guarantee. There's no
Mm-hmm.
one to be, there's no functions at Fajr, bro. There's no events at Fajr. So nothing's going to happen that's going to mess up my consistent schedule with that. So that's how I try to keep track of my Quran journey. And yeah, just kind of maintaining consistency by looking at where in your day you have time to be reflective as an individual, to sit with yourself and to work through things. And for me, that's Fajr. And that might be the same for many of us who are busy and have ever-changing schedules as well.
Yeah, exactly. MashaAllah. That's very beautiful, mashallah. Wow. I love the fact that you brought up the prayer because I feel like we need to stop saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just wait till I get home to like finish all the prayers at one time." Like, definitely, there's portable prayer mats. There's like even the portable wudu things as well. So it's like there's a lot of options to go and like pray wherever you are. And I love that you brought that up because I feel like it's an important aspect as well. It's like once you miss one prayer, it can have a consistency where you start to like lose a lot of your prayers. So I really love that, and I really love the fact that you take the time. Like you said, Fajr. I think I heard Fajr, right? To take the time to like read the Quran as well. I think that's really beautiful, and I think that's really good as you as a Muslim to do that as well because it has you stay consistent and like now you have like a routine. Like okay, Fajr, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this and that, and mashallah, I like that a lot.
I really love the fact that she planned out that, okay, in this building I'm going to use this corner and everything, because honestly, especially since we're in the Western world, I feel like it's so difficult trying to find like a place to
Mm-hmm.
pray. And mind you, even though it's like just a 5 minute thing or like a quote unquote simple task, it's very, very important, and it's yet still difficult. Somehow, some way, it's still difficult to pray because you're, especially as someone that goes to school, goes to work, has a podcast to manage, and all of this extra stuff. It's like I don't even have the time to take care of myself. So it's like
Mm.
it's a lot, right? But at the end of the day, Allah before everything. And it makes me wonder, what do you do so that you don't end up getting burnt out, because at some point doing a lot of things at once, it can lead to burnout, and you're like, oh my god, like I'm just done, or I'm tired, or this is too much. So like, what's some advice that you can give that's like, oh yeah, mentality wise or just action wise?
As for not experiencing burnout, my best piece of advice to you all is to maintain your relationship with prayer. Whenever I'm at my busiest, I feel like the one thing that makes me feel more in touch with
Mm-hmm.
myself and the intentionality of the tasks I'm doing is making sure that I'm praying. Whenever my days are busy, I wake up and sometimes I'm like, all right, today is going to be back to back to back. There's no room to breathe, no room to sit down, no space for a bathroom break, for eating, for nothing. And obviously in Ramadan, we don't even plan for the eating part, do we? But you know what I mean. And so on days like that, it does get a little hard. I'm a little annoyed. I'm like, dang, I have not even a minute for myself. And it wasn't until recently in my adult life, as I became more busy, that I realized that Salah is really a break from the troubles of this dunya. It's the one time where you get to connect with your Creator and connect with yourself. I think we see Salah as a chore. We see it as something we have to do. We don't realize how much of a break it is from the day-to-day hustle and bustle. It's not easy to, get through all of your goals, to go to school, to pursue a degree, right? To go to work, to keep and maintain a job, to grow in a job, right? It's not easy to juggle the challenges of a life in general, whether or not you're an adult, right? It's not easy to keep going and keep working towards the next version of yourself. And sometimes it will drive you a little crazy. And without prayer, I don't know what I would do. I think it's very easy to fall into burnout when you don't take that minute for self-care. And when you feel like the self-care that you want to do, you'll have no time for example, you won't have time to do an extensive night routine, to take an everything shower, to sit down and listen to Quran the way you wish. But you do have an obligatory 5 daily prayers, 5 breaks in your day that are scheduled in, that you can easily ask for, that you already know are happening every single day. You can already ask for classes, for work, for extracurriculars, for projects, for meetings. You can preemptively request this time off for yourself. And that is a form of self-care.
MashaAllah, mashallah. I feel like that's a very big example of like how like though salah is an obligation, it's also like a blessing, like to you it's not that, oh, I have to pray, it's another thing in my day. No, it's more like mashallah, I'm praying, I get to like rewind, I get to tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what's going on, I get to just relax. And I love that you put it in that sense, because I feel like we need to stop seeing it as like, oh, just as an obligation. We need to start seeing it as a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to pray 5 times a day, to be able to find that time to rewind and low-key meditate, we can say. And I feel like I love that you said that. And it's like I also wanted to ask, okay, if you were to help somebody who does see it as an obligation, who does see it as something, like what was one thing you would say to them so that they can kind of get the motivation to go pray, even though they're in like a meeting doing icebreakers, let's say.
For those who see Salah as an obligation, I want to say, first and foremost, that I want you to understand that we are coming and talking about this with you from people who 100% understand where that comes from. I completely understand where that stems from. And I too, for a long period of my life, and even now, there might be times where there are periods of time where this is how I feel. I never consistently have, years of my life where every single day my salah is feeling like so intentional and perfect. Sometimes your prayer is going to feel like a task you have to complete. It might feel like another item on your to-do list. And some days your prayers are going to feel like I said before, that break you needed from your days, right? That time where you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're going through something, think about the salah you make when you need something. The salah you have when you really need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to listen to you, when you're going through something, when you have no one in your corner, when you've tried everything in this dunya and now you've come to Allah, you've run to Allah. Those prayers are the ones where you connect with your salah the most. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every single prayer is going to be as fruitful and beautiful as those prayers that have a lot of emotional meaning and more purposeful meaning from your life outside of salah, and apply it there. But if you find that every single day you're seeing salah as this obligatory thing that you just have to do, you have no connection with it, I'm going to tell you one thing. If you haven't already, learn the meaning of what you're saying in your prayers. If you're struggling to focus and you know these meanings, now if you haven't, go ahead and learn it. Now that you've learned these meanings, whenever you're saying things, for example, Subhana Rabbil Ala, right? you're in sujood. You're thinking, oh, glory be to Allah, the Most High. If you don't speak Arabic and you speak English, for example, that's what you need to be thinking about. While you're saying Subhan Rabbil Ala, you need to be thinking, glory be to Allah, the Most High. At the very least, if you don't speak Arabic and you don't connect with these words, you don't use them on a regular basis, now you're thinking about the intentionality of what you're saying. Now your thoughts are geared towards Salah. That gives you a sense of focus. Another thing I will say, and just to tie it back to what I said before, is you must remember that there is no one out there who's going to talk to you 5 times a day. Right? You may start off your day, Fajr may be a good start to your day. Calm, smooth Salah, nothing crazy, in a sense. Dhuhr and Asr in the middle of your days might be that break, that breath of fresh air that you needed. You just have to remember that we are human, and although we aim and we work aimlessly towards consistency, it's not every day Salah is going to feel like an amazing thing. I'm not going to sit here and give you advice that says that. What I'm going to tell you is you need to view Salah differently in 2 ways. 1, remember that you should keep yourself busy with things that are good for you, and that Salah is a break from those things, because sometimes when you're so involved in the dunya, it becomes incredibly stressful. This life is never 100% positive. That's what Jannah is going to be for us, inshallah. So you have to remember that. Salah is your break. And 2, to learn what you're saying. To learn why you're speaking to Allah, how you're speaking to Allah, what you're saying to Allah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, that's so true though, because the thing is, in my opinion, the way to really navigate life is your mentality. If you tend to romanticize things or think positively about things, you're just obviously more keen to do it. Like, if you're gonna stay here and be like, oh my God, I have to pray, and just honestly, in my opinion, being ungrateful, you're gonna obviously try to distance yourself away from it, and it will end up happening. But if you look at Salah in a light of, alhamdulillah, like all this hustle and bustle, like now I can just relax, talk to my creator, or just have some time to myself, or just anything, because actually there's some scientific research done, and apparently when we do sujood, which is when we are on the floor, apparently that's like one of the ways to really meditate. It like your body feels so relaxed in that position, and I love that because Islam and science go hand in hand, like, and a lot of scientists know that, because there's a lot of things in the Quran that scientists discovered way later. So I really like that, and honestly, it's very normal to go through phases, in my opinion, where your iman maybe isn't the highest, but your actions should still be consistent. You should still have those like habits and discipline that you've been having for like the past few weeks or the month. It's just about the fact that, yeah, you'll have some like times where your iman is low, but it's important to push through it. It's important to have this like engraved in your head that I'm a Muslim and it's an obligation to pray. And even though maybe right now, maybe, astaghfirullah, it's the last thing I want to do, I'm tired and everything, but it will pay off. Even if I don't see it right now, one day I will look back and I'm going to be like, you know what, like, alhamdulillah, I prayed. Alhamdulillah, I did not listen to my nafs. Alhamdulillah, I didn't listen to al-waswas shaitan, which is the whispers of shaitan. So honestly, yeah, it's really hard, but it's worth it. Like, I've never in my entire life prayed and regretted it. Like, oh my God, I wish I never prayed. Astaghfirullah. Like, honestly, never had this mentality, and inshallah we'll never have this mentality, because Allah is the greatest. And we honestly, I feel like as Muslims should be more grateful, because Allah gives us a lot. Like, a lot. Mind you, do you know anyone in your life that would talk to you for five times a day about your issues every day? Girl, please. If you say yes, girl, please. No, but not in the, but you know what I mean. It's true though. Like, no matter how much they love you, people got their own issues too, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It's just not in their job description. Like, it's really not. So yeah, honestly, it's very, very nice. And I have a question. Have you ever been in the like Arab world or the Muslim world?
I have, yes. So, well, it depends. What are we talking about? Like, traveling, living? Because both, yeah, I guess in a sense.
Both.
Yeah, living.
Living, okay. Well, I did live in Mali for some time when I was younger. And I think to me that was probably the start of where like my relationship with Salah began to change, because it was like when you're in a Muslim country, even I mean people in Muslim countries struggle with it very differently than we do. For us in the West, it's more of a I'm the only person praying type of dilemma. Whereas for them back home, it's a everyone's praying, I don't know why everyone prays type of thing. And that's how I started off my journey with Salah. I was like, all right, well, everyone around me is praying. All right, cool, I'm gonna do it because everyone, like the whole family's gonna pray together. You hear the adhan everywhere. It's just like you don't really connect with like Salah itself, if that makes sense, unless you learn about it for yourself. Then I remember when I first came to the U.S., it was around December, and I started school here, and it was Christmas time, and I came home to my parents, and we had just learned all about Christmas, and I was like, okay, where's my gift? Like, because, I'd already internalized that everybody is doing the same thing in all the countries. That's what we did back home. Whatever everyone does outside is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's, when you have to establish this new difference, that's when it becomes a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm happy you said that, because I was wondering I was gonna ask this question. I don't know if you want to elaborate more on that, but it's more of like, what was the main difference? Did you find it easier or harder to pray in the Western world or the Muslim world? Because as you did mention, they are it's not because you're in the Muslim world suddenly you're just gonna be this proper top example Muslim and you're just perfect. No, it comes with its own defects as well. So I was wondering which one was harder, or which one did you prefer? Which environment made it easier for you to connect to the Salah or just to your deen in general?
I'll say this from the perspective of a child. It's probably easier in a Muslim country because your whole family's praying together, right? Because as a child, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just following along with what my mom and my grandma was doing, for example. But as you develop into your own person and kind of explore it for yourself, I genuinely find it easier to do it here in the West. I was in Sierra Leone for my winter break, and I don't know, guys. I was like, hold up, this isn't serving the way it did. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone was just praying, but it wasn't even the same. But then again, Sierra Leone is not a fully Muslim country. They're 50-50. But I was around the Muslims. It just wasn't the same as it is here. Here, I feel like I'm choosing to sully every time, if that makes sense. I'm choosing to do so. If I go to the masjid, I'm putting myself in that environment, and it feels like it's something that's my own Islam. Whereas back home, I feel like whenever you are around people, I totally understand, because I even have friends that are in Muslim countries, the Middle East and Africa, and they are not as connected with deen yet, and they're working towards it because of the fact that everyone around them is doing it. It doesn't feel something that's it's personal to them, they chose it. Yeah. So I do, even now, I will say it didn't affect me too much, right? But I definitely did feel everyone's doing it, all right, bro, all right, I'm not even special anymore type of, but that's not the focus. But you know what I mean.
No, but that's a new answer. A lot of people would usually they would say they feel more safe in a Muslim country, but I do see it in a way. I understand that completely, because it's it feels more genuine to yourself when you're doing it in the Western world, because there's a lot of fitna. So it's to you, you're okay, me praying, it's it feels more genuine. It feels I'm really close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because I'm choosing to do that. And being in a Muslim country, Yasmin, I think Yasmin said this even before the question. It's but it's more it's because everybody around you, everybody's Muslim around you, like you said, and there's not really that much connection as well. It's everyone's doing it, so it might feel kind of robotic, I guess you can say. But yeah, being in a Western world, it's it's definitely challenging, and it's a test. And you choosing to still go to the prayer mat, you choosing to still choose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's really beautiful, and that's really powerful. And if I was to answer that question, I would definitely say, I mean, for me, my initial response would be the Muslim country, because I would love to be around a lot of Muslims, especially because for me, it doesn't really work for me in the Western world. I feel it's just seeing a lot of fitna, and I'm always a person who's I get too wrapped in, it's it's around me. I'm too much of a people pleaser to tell myself I need to let go. But to have a community where everyone's a Muslim, where everybody's kind of encouraging each other to do things, I feel that's something that matters more to me, and I feel that's something that would get me going. But Western world, Muslim world, country, I'd still put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and still try my hardest to be better. And yeah, Yasmin, do you want to answer the question as well? What would you choose?
But the thing is, honestly, I feel if you want to start building the habit, or getting maybe a maybe if as a non-Muslim and you want to start looking into things, just exploring prayer and the deen and stuff, I feel going to a Muslim country would be a beautiful way to start. And And that's how usually some reverts even become Muslim, honestly. They just go to Arab countries and they're like, wow, they don't say mashallah, but mashallah, it's really nice, people are sweet and everything. And obviously they ask themselves, like, how, why, like, what's the reason? And then they realize, oh, it's, they're Muslims, and this is how it is in their religion and stuff like that. And then that's how they become Muslim, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like for you to build that connection, I honestly feel like the Muslim world isn't the right place, only because, as Cidera said, even for me, I lived in a Muslim country like my whole life, and she's right. Like, you go praying there, and it's like more of just like, oh, we're gonna go pray because everyone's praying. It's not like, oh, we have to go pray because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said so, and like really understanding why. It's because, especially as a born Muslim, it's like, everyone does it. It's just something that we do. You don't really ask too many questions. But when you go to the Western world, it's like you really actually need to sit with yourself and be like, you know what, I have to pray, and you have to give yourself reasons to why. So it makes you, it's like by force, you're kind of low-key have to build that connection and understand, okay, you know what, the reason I'm doing this is because I have to ABCD, right? But in the Muslim world, it's more of like, I'm gonna just do this, not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, because you are still praying, but it's also like, you cannot live your entire life just doing things because other people do it.
Right. And I feel like on the topic of like the Western community as well, like, like I said, there's a lot of fitna around us. So I do want to ask this question, like, for example, we do see a lot of things around us in in like universities, in our schools. We see a lot of things, free mixing, all of this. So how can we protect our iman in stressful academic environments, whether it be the fitna, whether it be like having to balance basically the studying while also balancing fasting and doing this. So how can we kind of like protect our iman, and how can we like just do the balancing as well? This is a question for everyone. Whoever can go first.
I think I like to focus on the specific things you mentioned, like free mixing was one of them. Juggling fasting with your day, and kind of just talking through the fact that relationships, and you actually said something earlier, Fatu, that I thought was really profound. You were talking about being a people pleaser, the concept of being a people pleaser, which, guys, that will be my downfall every single time. Like, because of the fact that I wouldn't even catch myself doing half of the sins I do if it wasn't for the fact that I wanted to just, be around certain people. And it just happened to happen because I was next to them, right? And there's so many things I could say, right? Where I'm like, all right, this sin, I didn't even struggle with initially. In fact, it was even handed to me by a friend of mine that I'm not even friends with anymore, for example, because of the fact that I was so complacent in wanting to have a friend. And I think it starts with mentality, like Yasmin would say, where mentally you have to prepare yourself to know that people's opinions of you are not the best thing. There's something in Islam, which I don't know the reference for, but inshallah, I'll send it to you guys when I find it. And it's that when you do something to please the people, it'll always spoil.
Ooh, yeah.
Allah will first be upset with you, but it will always never work out. The people will never be happy with you, no matter what you do. But when you do something to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the people in turn will be happy with you. You don't have to work towards doing whatever and getting rid of your deen in any capacity to be like close with a non-Muslim person, for example, or close with a guy which you shouldn't be doing, or close with a girl who isn't following the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you just pursue the deen correctly and you surround yourself with people who are on the same pathway, everything will follow, inshallah. But besides that, right, back to the question, I think the most important steps to take are, again, once you route yourself in those relationships and making sure that everything you're doing is towards the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll be fine. But in order to do so, you have to remember the parties,
cancel them out.
Not for us.
Not for us.
The parties are not for us. Okay, they aren't for us. I fear.
Let them know.
They're not
let
for
them
us.
Know.
The functions aren't for us. In fact, it's not even enjoyable. That's what I'm gonna say right now. It's not even enjoyable, right? Go ahead and get you a group of girls. Go to brunch sometimes. Do a little Galentine's or Friendsgiving. That's for us, right? With just the girls, something calm. Join a book club. Join academically related extracurriculars. Be in circles where you're not gonna be inclined to do haram, right? Don't go to go to things that are gonna firstly build you up in this dunya and the next, Like, it's so easy. SubhanAllah, it's actually so easy. Join a club that is academically focused. Boom. All your interactions with men are academic. They're not haram anymore. You go to a function. I fear I can't even help you, baby. I'm sorry. That's cut the cameras, right? That's cut the cameras.
Oh.
But yeah, it's as simple as making those decisions.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you mentioned the surroundings, though, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care who you are, but if you tell me that you don't get easily influenced, you're missing something. Because whether you want to admit it or not, you get influenced by what's around you, whether it be people, social media, or your environment, like at home, like physically. And I want to talk more about the topic of like friends and social media, because I feel like this is what influences us the most, right? The friends thing, it's better to have halal loneliness than haram friends. You're never gonna get disappointed with halal loneliness. Yeah, you'll be a little lonely for a little bit, but it's not like you're gonna feel lonely for the rest of your life, okay? And please, guys, I'm gonna honestly say this, like, I'm gonna be very real, I'm gonna be very honest, and be careful who you're friends with, be careful who you let into your circle for many reasons. But I'm gonna talk about the fact that if you have a friend and you love them a lot and you look up to them and stuff, but they're just doing some things that are not in your agenda, like, let's say, I'll give an example, smoking, right? Our favorite example. But yeah, smoking. At some point, like, let's say if she starts by, okay, just doing it around you, whatever, you're like, yeah, whatever, because you're like, I'm not gonna get influenced. Okay, but then, like, maybe at some point she's gonna start, like, making you hang out with other friends that do the same thing, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you want one, and then one puff equals to two to five cigarettes, and then you're an addict. Okay. I kind of exaggerated, but the point that I'm trying to make here is I have my own people that I've seen that I used to be friends with, and I've seen them, like, they never used to smoke, they weren't even like that, and they started being friends with people that do certain things like this, right? At first they were chilling, right? But now if I, like, go see them, go talk to them, they smoke, like, they whatever you can name, not just cigarettes, like anything. And what I'm trying to make is, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm better than them because I don't smoke. That's not the point. Like, I'm not God. This is not my place to judge anyone. May Allah guide them, but I have my own sins to focus on. So I'm not gonna sit here and criticize anyone else. But the point I'm trying to make is that they were thinking that, I'm gonna just be friends with them, it's not that serious that they smoke, it's whatever. And because they took the decision, right, to just continue being around this environment, they ended up getting inhaled by it, because that's what the dunya does. It's a trap, and they fell into that trap. So what I'm trying to say is, please, like, don't just be friends with whoever. Like, I'm begging you, like, just don't be friends with whoever. Really take the time to find quality friends. Even if it takes, like, a good minute, you're not gonna regret it. You're gonna be so happy, because when you have, like, really good friends in your life that make you smarter, make you prettier, but, like, inside outside, and just make you the person that you actually want to be, it adds so much to your life. It really does. Like, I have, for example, Fatou keeping me on my toes, and now we have this podcast together. Look at us, we're thriving, right?
Period.
Stop. Her and her princess wave. But also the social media part, though. Social media plays such a big role in our lives because it's everywhere. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, it's everywhere. And I feel like, I don't know if I'm just speaking for myself, but I feel like during Ramadan, that's somewhere where I'm not gonna be. Because, music and everything, like, even, like, unfortunately, even in some, like, funny Muslim or, like, content, there's still music. And may Allah guide them, of course, alhamdulillah, like, inshallah, ameen. But, ma'am, like, come on. Like, every time that I'm trying to laugh here, and then all of a sudden I have, like, sins added to my scale.
Yes.
Like, that's just not it.
Oh my God, guys. I have so much to say about this. As a content creator, I don't post with music at all. And, like, I could be growing a lot more than I am. But alhamdulillah for what I have, right? If I were to use music. And I look at, like, the dashboard for creators, and it's like, get paid $500 to use this song. And I'm like, subhanallah. And people would jump at the opportunity, right? But I'm like, I'm losing out on things, but I'm thinking about it, right? There's so much khair in what I'm posting if I just do it without music.
Exactly.
Truly. But it does make it harder. And I think that as Muslims, we need to normalize not using music, because I have my account. And whenever I try to go see on the For You page, what are Muslims looking at today? 95% of it has music.
Music in it, yeah.
And it's like, it's one thing to talk about hijab, right? Because I was also going to mention how for me, when I was younger, I didn't have any issues with hijab and like wearing it properly, because I didn't think about how I looked.
Yeah.
But I went on TikTok and I saw this one girl who was so pretty and she showed her neck. And I was like, oh, that's what I need to do. And not even thinking of it, I instantly started showing guys, like, when I tell you it's so dumb, like, I can't even, I just want to think about it. I'm like, for what? Like, really? I was like, oh, she looks so good showing her neck. Let me show my neck. Like, bro, it's a neck. Bro, what are we talking about? Like, really, what do you think about it? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it used to be influenced. Oh my gosh.
SubhanAllah. But I just think we need to get rid of the normality of, like, music. We just, it's so easy to talk. And I think if we stop doing that, less of us will be addicted to it. Less of us will use it. Less of us will expose our friends to it. Less of us will be comfortable posting on Instagram to it. Like, I tell my friends all the time, my Instagram, my personal one is fully silent. All my highlights are silent. And, like, they can't even fathom the concept of having a silent one. And I did that even when I was, like, struggling with music. Because I was like, one day, I'm going to be older and, like, inshallah, on my deen for real. And I'm going to regret posting all of that. That's why I didn't post with music initially.
That's true.
And when I told people, they were like, why would you do that? I was like, girl, you can't remove the song, so why not post with it? Like, and I feel like it looks classier. It's more elevated to just have it be silent.
Yeah.
It's less overstimulating. We have so much going on all the time, all these noises, and we're just adding music to it. And then in Ramadan, you have to take it down. Or if you pass away, then what? SubhanAllah, like,
yeah,
that's really the thing. So many sins are involved in that. And I'm not even going to get into the hijab piece. But music, it needs to go.
Needs to go.
Yeah.
Actually,
listen, any engineers or people that can code, make a social media platform with like just Muslims or something with no music. Like, only Quran, maybe not even. I don't even think we should add nasheeds. Not gonna lie, like that's how real it is.
That's true though. Okay, so like to kind of help influence the people to kind of like not use music or to not hang around the wrong crowd. How did it look like for you when you guys have stopped that? When you guys have like when there was like a time in your life where you stopped listening to music, like I think you already started the fact, and like when you just stopped hanging around the wrong people, how did that look like? You know, to kind of have the people see, okay, if it's looking this beautiful, then okay, yeah, let me stop right now. Like, let me delete Spotify. You know, so both of you guys, how did it look like? I'll also answer in the end, but yeah.
So at least for me, I know I started off with replacing music with other things, and alhamdulillah, I actually have a video I'm going to put out about this soon. So we'll see whenever I scheduled it for. I don't even remember, but. Podcasts, one, so keep listening to this podcast, guys. Keep listening. Wait for more episodes. Stay tuned. Listen to this podcast, right? Read a book. Guys, I hate to say it. Our generation is so cooked in terms of vocabulary. There's so much eloquence that I see lacking in people. We should be speaking beautifully. A lot of us came to the West. Our parents immigrated here for us to be locked, for us to be doing stuff correctly, and none of us read books. And you want to know why we don't read books? Because we fill our times with listening to music. You can't listen to music with words and read a book. You can't. Don't lie to me. It's okay. You don't have to lie. It's okay. I struggled with not reading too. But when I stopped listening to music, I found myself reading more, becoming more eloquent in speech, and that to me was a big deal. But it's really just like with the music piece, that was the biggest thing. Now, making sure that I didn't have friends that were on the wrong path was not as smooth sailing as the other piece sounds, right? At all.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Girl, I have stories for this. We need a separate podcast for this one, honestly. This one, we need to do something really long for this one because a lot of the time, Allah will show me who's a good friend or who's not through their character and how they treat me. Because the friends that would inspire me towards haram were people who usually didn't care about me at all. One thing you realize over time is that the people who love you are going to care about your deen. Even when they're struggling, they won't want you to do something, right? Like, for example, like I said with my friends, like, they'll show me something, I'm going to post this. I'll be like, oh, you know, it'd be nice to write the song. And if they don't listen, cool. But at least I tried. You know what I'm trying to say? But say I were to do that with some of the people I used to be friends with, oh, they wouldn't care. In fact, add another song. No, make the music louder. And you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you're encouraging me so much towards this sin. Like, are you even my friend for real? Right? But then it's like conversations that I have with people where it's like, I'm looking out for you for the sake of Allah. And they instantly like turn it
defensive.
into defensive. You're a bad person. You're a judgy Muslim. It's like, ooh, baby, if you see me, I promise you, I got no business to be judging anybody. I have my own stuff to worry about. I promise you that. Like, I care about you, and I want to see the both of us in Jannah, inshallah. And that's the hardest thing. Because you have to really look for people who, because a lot of people say they are these people. And It's hard not to say this about yourself, right? But you have to be able to clock yourself. You really have to be able to clock yourself in order to change it. And everyone says that they're trying to have a group of people that they help. Everyone helps each other in order to get to Jannah. But a lot of people are incapable of taking advice. They're not able to apply advice or understand it. Or, as soon as you give them advice, it's like, oh, why'd you attack me? It's never like that. You have to learn, even when someone's advice isn't coming the right way, even if someone is being mean to you, take the khair and leave the bad. Take the khair and leave the bad, no matter what. That's the only way you can improve as an individual. I can't force you to be better. I really can't. Only you can. So you have to find people who are actually willing to find flaws in themselves and fix those things, because they will help you in finding flaws in yourself and fixing yourself as well.
If they're not willing to listen, don't bother trying. Like, that's true. What would you have to say for that? Because she mentioned like how some people are not willing to listen, and Yasmin does say this all the time. Like, don't waste your time trying to like kind of fix, or like if you did do a lot of communicating, like don't waste your time trying to do more, because they know what they're doing.
They heard you the first time.
Yeah, they know what.
Babes, they heard
exactly.
You the first time.
They heard you the first time.
They not know 1-year-old kids that you gotta keep repeating them. They heard you the first time, and if they didn't want to listen, there's absolutely nothing on this earth that you could do. Nothing, like zero, nothing. Because at the end of the day, people will do whatever they want, and they do that knowing the consequences, and they do it anyway. So you know what? Maybe they do have to go through the consequences to actually learn that, you know what? Maybe I should get it together. Yep. Because other than this, you can tell them day and night. You can yell it. You can whisper it. You can formulate it differently. They still wouldn't listen. Because at the end of the day, and I feel like it goes back to the fact that some people, like, if they actually loved you or cared about you or knew how you are, they would listen, because they know that there's a value in your words. They know that, you know what, she's saying something important, or like, I know that she would never say something and it wouldn't be like for my best interest. So yeah, if they don't listen, that's on you, gang. Like, I tried, you don't want to listen. I love you though, like, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I will always wish the best for you, even if you right now are not. May Allah guide you. But that's it. Like, people really won't listen, and I feel like that's something hard, especially for me. I'll be honest, like, I'm a person where I don't really talk to many people, in my opinion, but when I have like close friends, I really care. Like, I care genuinely. So I'm gonna try to help you as much as possible. And it's hard for me to understand that some people really be doing their own thing, even though it's like low-key self-sabotage, in my opinion, and it hurts me more than it hurts them. I just have to accept the fact that you're a grown person,
right? Okay,
you're older than me, actually, so I can't really do much. I just can like give you advice and wish you the best, and may Allah accept all my du'as that I give.
Ameen. I love what you said just now, because I think I struggle with turning people into projects. I meet someone and I'm like, oh, mashallah, inshallah they'll get over this one thing. I'm gonna be that person to help them. And it's like I make myself the savior. Bro, they will play in my face every time. I don't even want to talk about it, guys. I can't.
That's true.
When I tell you, I'm so hurt, like, because that's like these people I care so much, and they're just like, here she go, like, every time I'm around. And I develop a friendship with them. I love them for who they are, and I want to see them do better. But at the end of the day, they're a person, and they're not something that I'm working towards, and it's not my responsibility either. Like you said, Yasmin, they're gonna have to see it. And I say this to my friends now, because I used to not stand on business, but now, guys, that's all I do. This program has become very, very strict. And I was telling my friend about one of my friends who complains about something she's going through with friends that I've told her, I've given her the advice for a million times. Now, guys, if you don't listen to me the first time, you still want to complain, listen. Clearly, you want to suffer.
My door is closed.
Suffer. I won't tell you anything. I already told you what I told you. You don't listen to me, that's it. I can't save you, right? And you really have to do it for yourself. If you're not going to listen to other people's advice, there's no point in going around creating problems out of things. But I have to remember for myself that other people's lives are not my lives. Other people's business is not my business at the end of the day. Even though I deeply care, I have to stop letting people become my project, because it's not my responsibility.
You guys are eating down.
Right? And it reminds me of the sentence, like, something that you're not changing, you're choosing. So a situation that you don't like and you're not doing anything about it, you're choosing to stay in that situation. And even to me, it's a little harsh. It's like, damn, like, like, it hurts a little bit, but it's true. Sometimes the truth hurts. So I hope that motivates you to really, like, what, I'm gonna look at what is going on in my life, and I'm gonna do something about it. Because if you don't do anything about it, nothing's gonna change. You're choosing to be in that situation. So yeah, type.
And it helps, like, when you actually find a good community, when you actually find a good people, you're gonna see, like, the difference. You're gonna see, like, how, like, they're all on an equal level with you. Like, they all understand. Like, you can communicate with them, and they'll be like, "Oh, girl, I'm sorry I did this. How can we fix it? How can we allow ourselves to, like, be better?" Things like this. And you're gonna be like, where were you before? Like, where were you? But yeah, it's like, it's definitely something that's important.
But the thing is, like, I feel like, I hope, first of all, before anything, because we kind of got a little bit off topic, just to be clear, everything that we said has something to do with the fact that, with our busy lives. Because
It's on topic.
I feel like when you're busy, let's say, for example, you go to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, for example, in my situation, I don't know anyone there, okay? I'm just chilling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to choose certain friends, or try to find people that would benefit you, like, make you better as a person, or, like, align with your values, when you live in the Western world. Plus, like, you're just too busy. You don't have time to go scavenger hunting, like, yes, you know what I mean? So it does play in the fact that you need to make sure that, first of all, you try to find those people. If, sadly, you cannot, at least build structural values. And I'm not joking. Something that I cannot comprehend is how people do not have this, like, structural values. Like, how do you sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do whatever? What do you mean? What are you talking about, genuinely? But back to the topic now. Sometimes burnout is real. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, do I really want to go in today? Like, do I really want to wake up?
Mm-hmm.
What if I miss this one class? And all these what ifs. And I feel like Ramadan, the best thing about Ramadan is, it's like a lot of self-reflection can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot. And Fatu mentioned the music. Mind you, in Ramadan, obviously, like, I'm not listening to music. We're locked in with our fast, prayers, everything. The sense of peace that I feel is unreal. I felt like I was gonna become, like, the next Nelson Mandela. If you know, because, like, I was so locked in with everything that I had to do, and I was really, like, reflecting upon my life, which I value so much. Because if you do not sit here and be like, you know what sins do I want to get rid of, or, like, what can I do to be a better person, or how could I just make my life better, or, just learn new things, I don't think you can actually achieve those. I feel like you're just going to be sitting in your thoughts, not really doing much. So I feel like it's very important to be self-reflective. And something I love about Ramadan is it's a perfect month to do that, especially since, like, most of the shaitan, like, the big ones, like, the major ones anyway, are locked up. It's less of a hassle. So what do you guys do so that you can, like, self-reflect, whether it be journaling or even prayer, honestly, like a long dua after prayer, or walking outside listening to other people, like, via podcast? What do you guys like to do?
I think for me, in order for me to connect the best with myself, and understand, like, where I'm coming short, or I'm incapable of doing something for myself in terms of my deen and my relationship to Allah, is, well, really, I look at that first day of Ramadan, right? And I'm like, okay, so what did I say I was gonna do versus what did I do? Because I have a lot of plans. This is recorded before Ramadan. I have a lot of plans right now. That first day, I'm gonna look at myself after I look in the mirror and say, girl, did you do half the things on that list of yours? Because I'm here talking about finish the whole Quran, da-da-da-da-da. Last year, guys, I'm just so honest, I didn't finish half the stuff on my list. Because I got so carried away with dunya. Because, guys, now it's in, like, peak school time. So I try to make my list a little bit more realistic. But in terms of self-reflection, it really is kind of sitting with myself and making dua. Like, kind of thinking about where I'm coming short, reflecting on the friendships I've made, the friendships I've lost, the relationships I've been in, and the relationships I've lost, specifically, not just friendships, even maybe my siblings or something, for example. That was something I had to learn. We have to be good to our sisters. Don't forget that, guys. I used to go with that.
Exactly.
And so I have to think back to, like, how I'm treating my parents, how I'm treating my grandparents, how I'm treating the people around me, how I'm interacting with non-Muslims. Am I being a good representation of Islam for other people? how my character is. Am I being patient with others? Just thinking about those things and kind of making dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me that patience, for example, or makes it easier for me to connect with my sisters, or makes it easier for me to be more respectful to my parents, for example. But just like kind of reflecting on where I fall short on a day-to-day basis. What little sins am I committing all the time, and how can I stop those?
Mashallah. Yeah, for me, mashallah, that's very beautiful. I feel like mine is kind of like the same as well. I definitely do the thing that you do, make my like list a little more realistic, because I'm also like during Ramadan, I'm also like this is kind of a lot to be doing when I have a lot of other things to be doing. But when it does come to self reflection as well, I do like to journal down. I do like to take the time out my day to really just read, to read the Quran, even read like regular books as well. You know, take the time off for my mental health to like kind of like be better as well. And I feel like this is the moment where I'm like just having a gap in my day where I can just sit, be with my notebook, be with my Quran, just on my desk, just doing whatever it takes for me to feel kind of like relaxed, kind of like more improved in my day. And I force myself to have those days, even though I'm gonna have a schedule that's really busy. I do force myself to take those little gaps because I deserve it, you know. And I think it reflects back upon like people really think that like Ramadan is really gonna be busy, especially because like we have school and everything. But I feel like Ramadan is the moment where it gets kind of easier, because like we're planning Ramadan. Like it's no different than regular days. Of course, it's the fasting. That's that add on and everything else in the Tarawih. However, us scheduling, us planning, it actually makes it better for us because, okay, we're planning how we're going to go about with the prayer. We're planning how we're going to go about with breaking fast. And then we're having those times in the day to really make up those prayers. We're not, no music, no time to like be dancing around, to be on TikTok, you know? So I feel like it's better for us as students, us as the younger generation to have Ramadan because it resets us. It resets us and it resets that kind of like, it resets our day, kind of. So I love the fact that you guys put it in that kind of like reflective mode. And yeah, that's just my answer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you honestly you're right about that because I remember last Ramadan, bro, I was waking up at like 4 a.m. going bro, like I woke up no, literally, I was waking up at 4 a.m. going to the gym in the morning, mind you, Fajr time. I went to
You got that,
school.
mashallah.
After that I had basketball practice
Mm-hmm.
Mashallah, bro.
and after all that I
Mashallah.
did my homework and went to sleep. Bro, ask me to do that now. I promise you, I'm not doing that. Like, and I'm not saying this in a way where, like, you know, don't do that or I can't do that. It's more of a way, like, I don't know. I just had superpowers last Ramadan. And I hope I get that back because I don't know what was going on. But the fact that I was able to do all this with no issue. Mind you, I was happy. I was thriving. It's just, it's like subhanallah. You know, like, when you do things for the sake of Allah or you prioritize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it like proves the fact that He will make it easier for you. You will never regret putting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Like even when in the morning I'm late and I still make sure like I pray my salah. Even if I like don't eat, I never like prioritize my salah. I still end up getting to school on time and everything, and it just goes to show that prioritize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're not gonna regret it in this dunya or in the akhirah at all. So honestly, like life is very busy. I feel like it's very busy for everyone, but don't forget that your focus is your akhirah. Your focus is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it can be difficult to have those thoughts and like to remember that, but make sure that you have people or things around you or even that mentality that it can remind you, even when your iman is low, even when you're like, man, like praying salah right now is not on my agenda, but like you should force yourself, honestly. Like you should have that discipline to be able to sit here and pray and just have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's much more than just praying. It's really just sitting here and be like, you know what, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I owe Him so much, and like honestly it makes me so happy being able to pray and everything.
Mashallah.
So I hope that it was emphasized here that like we all go through things, and I hope that you guys don't feel alone because it happens, you know. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to text us, the Silent Path, and her, Citrus Matcha. We will definitely be posting about her, so you will definitely see her account, Instagram, TikTok, everything. So definitely make sure to go check her account. She's such a amazing,
beautiful
beautiful person,
girl.
and
She ate up this.
Allah help her achieve all her goals this Ramadan and make sure that she keeps these habits even after Ramadan.
I mean.
Say Ameen, guys.
Thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Thank you so much for allowing you to. Thank you so much for coming with us on this beautiful episode. We're really happy to have you. Is there any last things you want to say?
I think I just want to say finally, because this is the month of the Quran, guys. That's what this ayah was sent down for. Make sure that you take that piece about Quran and you put some time in your day to make sure you're reading it daily. That's what this month is for.
MashaAllah.
So
That's
thank you
true.
all for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
This is
so
a beautiful
much.
episode. MashaAllah. Thank you so much for listening to
The Silent
Silent Path.
Path.